Okay, I'm gonna put this motor together now. We got the oil pump figured out yesterday, so I'm gonna put together. So the pump, I need to put gasket in there, take it all apart. Instead of trying to time this thing and get it all up in there, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the pinion gears off here, so I can just put the pump up in here nice and easy, and I'll deal with the timing after the fact. It's a lot easier doing it that way than screwing around right now trying to assemble it in the right gear tooth. It only takes a couple minutes to do it, so just do it. Quick and simple. If you can make your job easier, it always helps to do that. Alright. It didn't take too long to do. Adjust it. Okay, one gear off. Actually, two gears are off. Okay, so now you can just slide the thing up in there and be done with it. Wipe my bench off. I have to take this thing apart, so you want to make sure all the parts are clean. Key's still screwing on me there. That time it popped down enough to release the keys. You can't see much on the computer there, so anyway, the key, you have to put the shaft up high enough to get the key to come out straight out. Stay on. Just slide straight out like that. And just get the little key down in there, it's got to deal with. So go back and forth a couple times and the gears come up enough to pull it. And then get the little key right there. Alright, enough with one hand. This pump is still fighting me. Okay, key fill out. Now let's get this thing apart and find out what's going on in here. This thing keeps jamming up in here for some reason, I don't know why. You get a free spot where they're free. Give a couple whacks, it should drop down. One or both. In this case, neither one wants to come out. So they're binding up. Alright, so what the hell's going on here? Trying to see where it's binding at. The two gears just don't like each other. Right. Thought I had a mark on that, so it was the correct side. That side's up. These really don't like each other at all when they're assembled. They will wear themselves in though, but be nice if they were free right now. I'll have to fight with them. But they like to fight. Okay, so this is basically dry in here, so we get some oil in here. So this pin here just comes out. It comes out about that far. The seal digs in over here. If you go real fast, it'll pop past the seal. If you go nice and slow, it'll rip the seal to shreds when it hits that groove. Okay, so let me take a little bit of oil. Assembly lube. Snot this thing up a little bit. Okay, I got lube in it now. Here's the pin. Here's our pin. Put it back in the hole. There you go. A bit of oil in the pump. Try to stay off the gasket surface like I just put it on there. There you go. All right. A little bit of oil right there on the shaft like that. Take your gear with the two cutaways in it. That's where the key goes. That'll lubricate that surface so it won't gall up right there. Put another drop over on here. That'll lubricate the other part. Okay. Now I need some gaskets. So we got 3 gaskets over here. The gasket sets give you 5 gaskets. This one's always the same. These two, they got 2 different ones. They got big gear and small gear. This here's the small gear one. That's the big gear one. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but they're different. Something like this, you can see the overlap here is different. See? So we're going to use the big gear ones, not the small gear. Small gear is extra parts, goes over there. So these ones we're going to use. So the one with all the holes on it right here is the one that goes on the cover here between the body and here. This one here that doesn't have all the holes in it goes under the cover here because there's no holes through the cover. So it goes on this one. So I don't like to put a lot of sealer on my gaskets, on oil pumps, because I don't want the stuff getting on everything. So these here I usually goop up both sides of this. This one I usually don't goop it. I just goop up the gaskets and put it together. If you have any kind of gouges or stuff that you think might have a leak area, then go ahead and put sealer on the pump body. You can put a light layer on here if you want, just be careful, you don't want to put too much. You don't want that stuff inside your pump. So it doesn't hurt to lubricate things a little bit, but don't get carried away. Get my pliers so I can get the key a little bit easier instead of fighting it. Alright, so we got my gasket board. We got our gaskets. We're going to use gasket cinch as our sealer. You put the hammer on its primary so you don't have the main shaft digging in the table. I might need this to pull it back out. Okay, I usually like gooping up this area here a little bit. Especially around the oil holes. Alright. This cover here I usually don't mind gooping up a little bit. Stay off the area where the gears go though. Just stay on the edges here a little bit like this. You don't want to get too much in the area where it doesn't belong. So if you want to goop up the cover here, you can. Same deal, stay away where the gears go here and here, stay away. It doesn't really matter there, there's nothing there to seal there, so it doesn't really matter. Just put thin layer, don't get too thick. So I don't usually put stuff here unless I think there might be a problem. But we can show you in the video if you want, in case you want to. Same deal, stay over the gears, don't get too much on here. Quick thin layer is all you need. Don't need the whole surface done, just a little bit. See now I can't touch it because I gooped it. See, no real thickness there. Easy done. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and goop up our gaskets here. Some room. So you scoop this up here, use the board to support the gasket. Makes things a lot quicker, easier. Like I said, thin layer, nothing thick. Just basically just making it wet. Okay, let it sit for a minute or two. Find somewhere to lay it. I'm going to do the outer one next. Take your cover, take your gasket and put it on here. Make sure the holes all line up. Just going to tack it down a little bit. I didn't let it get sticky, so it's not full tacked yet, it's still soft. Position it where it lines up best. Like that. That should be good. It's best not to have interruptions when you're doing this, but oh well. We get those all the time. Hello? Mm-hmm. If I don't forget, I'll do it. Okay. Alright. Bye. Alright. So, same deal. Line up the holes. There you go. That one's on. Okay, now we got to do the important one. This one we're going to have to work around being a little soft. So this one I don't like letting set up because I like keeping it soft so I can move it around without having it stick. This is like contact cement too, so it'll stick to itself and stop moving. So you want to work with this one while it's still a little wet so you can move it around a little bit. Okay, so this one goes over here on the gear on the pump. Thing doesn't line up very well. Gasket slightly shrunk. See, the holes don't line up quite right. So it's gonna have to make itself fit. So get the center 3 holes pretty close, and the outer ones try to split the air. So that's all you can do, and make sure it's around the gear. See, the gear is right on the edge all the way around. So the gear kind of dictates where that one goes. Oh well. Okay, then we got this here. No, I didn't put the damn seal in there because I got ahead of myself. That kind of screws up the flow of everything, doesn't it? Where's the seal at now? Good question. There is no seal. Great. Nothing like being ready to put a job together. You forget something and you can't even get the part because you don't have it. There's every damn seal in the world around here except the one for the oil pump. Don't see a seal for the oil pump anywhere. I pulled everything out of there, I think. Alright, so we have no seal. So that's all going to be wet. It's going to be all dry now because I got to go find me a seal. So, Sportster. That'd be like this box right here. Yeah, there might be a seal inside of here somewhere. Yeah, nothing like being ready to go, huh? Spend the next hour looking for a stupid seal that you need. Alright, I'm going to kind of screw around this crop. Pull out handfuls at a time until you find what you need. See all damn year, trying to figure out what I want. There's all your different gaskets. See, those should be in the same spot where gaskets are at. $15 million damn gaskets, no seals. Great. There's probably no seals in this box. Okay, I ain't got time to screw around any further on that box. Grab the shovel head box. Okay, same seals for shovel head and iron head. There should be no seals in this box either. Finger seals. Alright, with success, we got our seal. There's the part number. One seal. Okay, now these can go either way. You can either have it leak or not leak. There's a taper on here. The oil goes up the taper and past the seal. This way there's a wall. Catches the inside of the taper and squeezes it against the shaft and it doesn't leak. So if you want the oil not to leak, you got pressures on this side. If you want to leak, pressure goes on this side. So here's our oil pump body. This is on the return section. This is the pressure section. We want to hold pressure. So that means this seal here goes in this direction. So under pressure that leaks past that hole will stop and not go into this hole. So this one goes correct side up. On a big 20 it goes upside down. Now we got to beat this in there with something, preferably quickly, but we've already bypassed our quick part. Usually like a 7/16 socket works pretty good. Resembles something like this. Now the problem with this is we have dowel pins that are in the way, so we don't want to just be hitting on top of the pin, so I need something flat to hit against. There's something flat to hit against. Okay, now I go ahead and try to knock the seal in here. These either go right in or they don't. This one's not. So much for being easy. See, all it does is look at me and go, ha ha ha, you ain't gonna go in. Okay, so one of the tricks you do is you take a little oil that's now leaking everywhere. Lubricate the side of it a little bit. Oh, can't see what I'm doing. Lubricating it. The right direction. Okay, now I'm going to take this over the hydraulic press and put some pressure on it. Alright, so use the fat side first. You can use a big vise to do this too. Seal likes to slide off the seal a little bit. Okay, so now I put it in where it's flush. Now we want to go below the surface, so we take the sock and we flip it the other way. And that's the correct size to go inside the hole just a little bit. Now that's for my 7/16 socket. Not all of these are the same sizes, so. Okay. Now it's all the way in the groove there where it belongs. So now you got to put a gear on there and make sure it's sitting flat. Right now it feels like it's up a little bit on the one side, so it goes a little bit deeper. Reverse it. Don't go any lower than that. It didn't feel like it moved anymore. But when you go like this with your finger, it's below the surface now. Before, the lip would just kind of stick up just a little bit. Seems pretty flat now. Okay, now we get to go back over here and see if it works. So we take a gear on this side. See if it sits flat in there. You can rotate, you can feel it against the metal when you push down on it, then it's all the way down. If it feels a little soft and swirly and bindy, the seal is probably sticking out. Okay, so that one's good to go. Now we probably have oil on top of our gasket surface. That doesn't work very well. So now we get to wipe that off, which takes off the sealer also at the same time. Of course, now it's nice and gooey because assembly lube is very sticky. So come get a little bit of solvent, run across that same surface to break it up. You can see how the sealer is coming off too at this point. Get the oil off. Okay, so now it's dry there and the sealer's off. Back to raw metal. Alright. Take our sealer again. Now this stuff will solidify the old stuff, so it sticks pretty good to itself. So just come down and just give it a little light layer here again. A little bit more here than I want to do because this is full right now. Alright. Alright, now we're back to where we started.